Halloween in small towns always looks harmless. Pumpkins on porches, corn mazes, kids running door to door. But once the sun sets, these quiet places hide stories no one dares to tell out loud. Hello, and welcome to No Sleep Tonight. Before we begin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps this channel grow and keeps these true horror stories coming. Alright, let's dive into 3 unsettling small-town Halloween stories you'll never forget. The Harvest Moon Haunting. I grew up in Willow Creek, a town that lived for its Halloween corn maze. Every October, families would line up, kids laughing, parents sipping cider, everyone pretending they weren't scared. But there were whispers. People said the maze wasn't safe on Halloween night. Old-timers told stories about kids who went in and didn't come out. Nobody could prove it, but the fear stuck. I was 16 when my friends dared me to try it. Go in alone, just once. I laughed it off, grabbed a flashlight and stepped inside. The air changed immediately. Outside, I'd heard music, chatter, car horns. Inside, it was dead silent. The corn rose above my head, blocking the sky. My light carved out a little circle, but beyond it, everything was shadows. I walked a few turns and already felt like I was lost. Then I heard footsteps behind me, clear as day. I whipped around with the flashlight. Nothing but corn. I told myself it was the stalks settling, but then they came again. Heavier, closer. I sped up. The path split left and right. I went left. Wrong choice. A dead end. I spun back, panicked, and nearly dropped the flashlight. That's when I heard it. A voice. A child's whisper. This way. I froze. My heart pounded so hard, I thought it would burst. I swept the light across the corn. No one there. But the whisper came again. Closer. Right by my ear. Hurry. I bolted. Turn after turn, the maze stretched on. I couldn't find my way out. Then I noticed something. The dirt was covered in handprints. Dozens. Small, childlike, pressed deep into the soil. Some fresh, some so old they looked fossilized. The whispers multiplied, giggling, calling. My light flickered, and for a split second I saw them. Figures crouched in the corn, pale faces, hollow eyes, watching. Then something grabbed my ankle, ice-cold fingers. I hit the ground hard, my flashlight clattering away. I kicked, clawed, screamed. When I finally broke free, I scrambled on all fours until I found the light. My hands came up black with wet dirt, packed under my fingernails. When I burst out of the maze, my friends stared at me like they'd seen a ghost. They said I was gone 15 minutes. My watch said 3 hours. My leg burned with bruises where those fingers had held me. I never went back. Even now, I can't stand the sound of kids laughing in the dark. It takes me straight back to that maze. The Whispering Woods Incident. When I moved to Oak Haven, the warning was different. Don't go into the woods on Halloween. Locals said the forest wasn't ours, that something lived there long before us, and Halloween was when it came out. I didn't believe it. So one October night, I tested it. Flashlight, jacket, phone in my pocket. I stepped onto the old logging trail just after midnight. The deeper I went, the thicker the trees got. My light barely cut through the dark. No stars, no moon, just me and silence. The kind of silence that presses against your ears until you feel dizzy. That's when I heard it. Whispers. Dozens of them. At first faint, then louder. They came from every direction. Left, right, ahead, behind. Male voices, female voices. Some deep, some high-pitched, all speaking at once. I called out, "Who's there?" No answer, but the voices kept moving, circling me, closer and closer. I swept the flashlight through the trees and froze. Shapes stood between the trunks, tall, thin, faces pale and long, like stretched skin. They didn't move. But every time my light flickered, they were closer. The whispers grew sharper, clearer. They weren't outside anymore. They were inside my head. Some laughed, some begged, and one voice cut through them all. A low growl. "Stay." I bolted. The trail twisted endlessly, branches slapping my face, tearing my jacket. My lungs burned. But no matter how fast I ran, the whisper stayed with me. Some screamed, others chanted. My ears rang with it. I tripped and hit the ground. My flashlight went out. In the pitch black, something cold brushed the back of my neck. I heard that same voice, deeper now, whisper right into my ear. "You belong to us." I don't remember getting home. I woke up on my porch at dawn. Mud caked my shoes. My phone was dead, though I'd charged it before leaving. My flashlight was gone. Nobody believed me. But every Halloween since, I hear those whispers. And once, I swear I saw one of those tall figures standing at the tree line, watching my house. The trick-or-treat terror. Maplewood was picture perfect. Quiet streets, kids running around in costumes, parents waving from porches. It felt safe. Until one Halloween when I was babysitting my cousins. We went trick-or-treating for hours, then came home with bags full of candy. The kids dumped it on the table while I hung up their coats. That's when I noticed the house was freezing. Our breath came out in clouds. The furnace was running, but the cold felt unnatural, like we'd stepped into a freezer. The candy bowl slid across the table on its own. The kids gasped. I tried to laugh it off, said the table must be uneven. Then the lights flickered and went out. We sat in darkness. That's when we heard it. Breathing, slow, heavy, coming from the hallway. I whispered for the kids not to move. The breathing came closer, then footsteps, dragging, uneven, each one louder than the last. The kids clung to my arms, shaking. I gripped them tight, too scared to move. The footsteps reached the kitchen doorway, stopped. Then the front door slammed open with a deafening bang. Freezing air rushed in. Candy scattered across the floor. The kids screamed. I wanted to run, but my body wouldn't move. That breathing was behind me now, wet, hot, rasping on my neck. My hair lifted from the air of it, and then silence. The lights flicked back on. The door was shut. The candy was neatly piled back on the table. The kids never trick-or-treated again. And sometimes, late at night, when the house is quiet, I still hear that same breathing in my ear. Every town has its Halloween legends, corn mazes, dark woods, even the safety of home. But what if they aren't just stories? What if these things wait for the one night a year when the veil is thinnest, when they know we'll open the door to them? If you've lived through something like this, share your story in the comments. I want to hear it. And if you crave more nights without sleep, subscribe. Because I have plenty more to tell. These are just 3 stories, but they prove one thing. You don't need ghosts or monsters for horror. Sometimes, the most terrifying part of Halloween is knowing the stories might be true. Thanks for watching No Sleep Tonight. I'll see you in the next video. And until then, sleep well.